Hi beauties, it's Jessie here, yoga and mindfulness teacher and transformation coach. Today I want to share with you a little video for anyone that might be suffering with slight discomfort in the neck and the shoulder area. So this is a very simple set of tools that you can use. You might use it on a yoga mat, on your floor, you might do it on the bed. But it's just a simple set of tools that might help you to relieve any tension out of the neck area. So most important thing is that you're comfortable, so you might even just bring the duvet down and sit on that so that it's soft and it's cushiony, or maybe take a little pillow. So we start with seated position. So again, seated isn't always comfortable if you have got tightness in your hips and suffer in the lower back. So you might want to actually extend out your legs. You might want to extend out your legs so that you can comfortably sit here. So you sit either comfortably seated or with the legs out. And you're going to start with a very simple neck stretch. So when I was feeling the peak of the discomfort, even doing this wasn't accessible to me. So I actually had my hand out. What's nice is you can either clench that fist and just start to turn the knuckles down to get a little strong bit of tension going on along the outer arm, and take the hand onto the side of the head, or just rest the fingertips down and open out the hand. Take a large breath in as you just take the hand onto the side of that head, and as you exhale very gently, taking the ear away from the shoulder. Most importantly is that you can relax. The reason why you are feeling what you are feeling is very likely due to holding on to tension in your body as a result of not breathing correctly. Very much in the shoulders is when we're breathing into our chest and not our diaphragm. We start to hunch at the shoulder area. So one for you is you close those eyes to breathe into your belly and send that breath to the area of discomfort. So nice warm stretch, let the neck open. This really was excruciating for me when I did it the other day, and I'm just so relieved that it's gone now. And these stretches are actually vital just to keeping you and your body in harmony. So keeping the arm where it is and keeping that nice little stretch going, I want for you to bring your hand now to the base of your skull, and it's going to slightly alter this stretch as you draw your chin towards your collarbone. So again, closing down the eyes, soften the eyes and come into the breath. And when you're ready, very gently release. So when you are holding on to lots of tension, when you come out of this, there are very strong sensations. So just allow it, and in between maybe half circles there of the head. If you want, maybe full circles of the head, just to release and let that energy move. And when you're ready, coming in onto the other side, so reaching the right hand out, maybe clenching the fist or just relaxing the fingertips down, keeping the arm nice and strong. Bring the hand onto the side of your head. So on the right side now, take a large breath in. And as you exhale, gently encouraging the ear away from the shoulders, start to close down the eyes. Nice warm stretch running along the neck, along that shoulder, and relaxing into it as you breathe. Don't let the spine collapse. Nice straight spine. And then we gently release. Take the hand to the base of your skull once again, large breath, and as you exhale, drawing the chin towards your collarbone. So it probably encourages a little bit more of a stretch along the spine as you start to bring your chin towards your collarbone. So I'm feeling this now in the middle of my spine, quite a warm sensation, and the very top of my neck. So you'll know your limit. If it feels too much intense, then back off. Keeping that slight tilt of the head. And when you're ready, once again release. Half circles, full circles, maybe a few yes nods or a few no nods. What do you need in that moment to self-soothe and relieve? Then taking your hands onto your knees, taking your hands onto your knees. This is like cat-cow curls but seated, and over-exaggerate them. So the sensations I was getting, I really needed to open out the body. So I was holding these between a 3 to 5 breath count rather than moving on a 1 breath count. So placing the hands onto those knees, nice strong arms to hold and support you. And this is quite nice when you are on the bed because you can lean back into the soft cushion of the mattress, but it's equally as effective on the floor. But I want for you to really, really open out your chest as you draw your shoulders round and back, pulling on the hands, pulling on the knees. Really open out the neck as you get a lovely arch in that spine. It's a little bit difficult to breathe and talk, so relying on the breath in and out of the nose. Maybe holding here for a few breaths, or just 1 breath is enough, and then you're rounding the spine now. So pressing those shoulder blades away, you draw those shoulders around and down and drawing the navel towards your spine. This is the one where I got the maximum stretch in the problem area. So I want for you to really lean back, really lean back. Still gripping, holding onto the base of the knee, drawing that navel towards the spine, but really pulling backwards. Maximise that stretch across the shoulders, on the spine, be getting the top of the shoulders. So if you've got a lot of pain here, a lot of discomfort, a lot of blocks, holding here for a good 5 breaths. Keep the balance, keep strong, keep breathing most importantly. And you might repeat this a few times, or you might make them 1 breath movement. So I quite like to inhale as I open the chest and exhale as I draw the navel towards the spine. But you can play around with the breath. It could be an inhale as you draw the navel towards the spine and exhale as you open. So it's about what feels comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong. So you can play with that, and a few spine flexions as you just drive the shoulders back, draw navel towards that spine, and pull as you open the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, open out the chin, open out the throat. And then when you're finished, again, maybe a few circles, half circles, or maybe little wiggles of the spine as you drive it with your rib cage. So again, a little bit of playful spine flexion. So the next one is a little bit more intense. This again I found to be the area where I was really holding on to it. There was a little bit of resistance, but as I started to hold and breathe, I could feel quite a warm sensation trickling through my spine. So taking both your hands and interlacing your fingers behind the back of your skull, so the cranial pump. So placing behind the back of the skull, drawing those elbows towards one another
and begin to drive those elbows down, down, down. So you're in this little ball. The chin is towards your collarbone. It all sounds a bit claustrophobic here right now. And you're just going to hold. You're going to keep pushing the shoulder blades away, driving those elbows towards your shins. Maybe they're down on the ground, maybe they're not. So I couldn't actually get my elbows down the other day because of how much discomfort I was in. I'm just holding there to get a nice warm stretch at the very top of your spine. And when you're ready, release. Opening, maybe half circles again, go slowly. Maybe full circles. And bringing those hands behind you, lifting the chest, open out the chest, open out the shoulders, send that chin up towards the ceiling as you open the throat. You always want to come into a counter pose of what you've done. You want to take the opposite direction just to create that balance and harmony. And when you're ready, release. So coming into very simple posture known as thread the needle. I love this one, but again, if you've got extreme shoulder pain, this isn't necessarily so easy. Use any props that you need to make it comfortable and soft for you under your knees. You want your knees hip width apart. You want to send your hips up and forward, because what you're doing is driving the weight forward. Think about it is that you're giving yourself a massage with your own body weight. So you're going to send your right hand through the left arm, palm faces up, spanning all your fingers open. So the palm is facing up, but you've got a nice strong stretch there as the thumb moves away from the little finger. It's really strong. Send the arm through, holding the back of the hand down, and begin to lean down onto the side of your head and onto your right shoulder. Right shoulder may come down, it may not. So position the legs that you're comfortable. So you might decide to rest the forearm down because the forearm might give you a bit more stability. You might decide to extend the left hand away and you're pressing into the palm, semi-locking out the left arm. So you can find what works for you. If you want to get the leg involved and get a little stretch inside of the inner lines of the leg, you might take the left leg out and make it into leg and shoulder. But remember, once you start to do that, you're taking some of the weight away so that you've got less weight to massage into. The shoulder is the problem area, then you'll benefit from keeping it very simple and sticking to standard traditional thread the needle. If you want a little bit more, you might bring the hand around, rest it onto the lower back, maybe feed the fingers through and grab hold of the right thigh. Most importantly, that you can relax in this and breathe. So I would hold this between, good 5 large breaths, 10 large breaths, longer if you can, 4 or 5 minutes on each side is wonderful if you've got the time and the patience and you're comfortable enough to stay. So when you're ready, coming out, circling those arms, open up those shoulders. Every time you're feeling strong sensations, you want to keep the body moving and just allow it to run freely. A bit like water in a hose pipe. Allow it to run freely. And when you're ready, coming into the opposite side, so pressing into the right palm, sending the left arm through, pressing the left hand down, palm faces up. Span the thumb away from the little finger, begin to rest the side of the head down if you can get the left shoulder down. Then drive the hips forward, maybe pressing down on the hand as you extend the arm away, or resting the right forearm down. You want to melt into that left shoulder, trying to relax into as much as you can.
If you want a little bit more, you bring the right arm around. Again, maybe grabbing onto the left thigh. You don't want to struggle. So again, holding here, anything between 5 large breaths, 10 large breaths or more. And when you're ready, coming out, gently push as you lift, release the arm, and little circles just to relieve any of those very intense sensations. So, if you've got knots in your back and you go for a Thai massage and they press, it's not necessarily a pleasant sensation, but you get a warm, trickly feeling after when those blocks have been addressed and the energy starts to run freely once again. So when you're ready, coming into seated, or if you want to relax those legs open, so it might be here if seated isn't comfortable. So this was actually my favourite when I was really struggling, and I just found this to be so simple, but just having this grip and being able to stretch, it was like gravity just took over, and just that nice warm hug. I was able to relax into it, but it was giving enough support and tension and weight to pull and massage the neck to open it out fully. So taking the hands behind you, but cupping the elbows. So you'll see cupping the elbows and basically giving yourself a hug. And it may not be possible if you're quite bicep heavy there, so it might be that you just, you cup and you hold on to a wrist instead. But if you can, really getting that firm grip, maybe into a reverse prayer even. But I actually found the hug to be more effective because you're able to just, use it as a bit of an anchor to come into the next position. So cupping and hugging onto those elbows, nice warm hug. And once again, coming into the neck stretch. So once you're there, spine is nice and straight, but already you're getting quite a warm tug, a warm pull on the shoulder. I'm feeling this now more in my right shoulder. And very gently taking the ear towards the right shoulder. Neither pulling your left ear away from the shoulder or ear on the right towards the shoulder. So again, it's about perspective, isn't it? Because you're pulling away or you're pulling to. Perspective is everything. And again, I hold this between a good 5 breaths to 10 breaths and take it up and over. So a few little half circles, nods, or no's, yes, nods, no. Whatever you need to do just to loosen out that neck, and then in onto the opposite side. And then when you're ready again, a few releases there, yes, nods, no nods, or circles. And bringing the chin now down towards your collarbone while still keeping that grip nice and firm. And to continue with that nice warm stretch across the shoulders and make it into quite a meditative practice, I would close on a forward fold here and hold it, for a good few minutes, just because this happens to be my favourite posture. But for many, you might not find it your favourite posture, but if you do, maybe put a pillow underneath your forehead, start to hinge at those hips. You get a massage in the stomach as well as you come down, to a little bit of compression there. You get a nice little stretch in the spine, in the lower back, lovely stretch across the shoulders, and when you bring your head below your heart, it's always very soothing as you start to massage, stimulate, turn on that parasympathetic nervous system, which is instantly calming. And the longer that you hold here and breathe, you just feel the body start to melt, and all of the neck opens, the spine opens, and you can just breathe freely into that spine. Closing down the eyes as you just relax
hold that for as long as you want. Again, when you release the arms, there'll be quite a lot of sensations, maybe heat, different temperatures and textures. So just wriggling, moving, opening that body and enjoying the freedom that you've just created. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you have, feel free to share it and look after yourself, because your body, it really is your temple. So take the time that you really deserve to nurture yourself and bring yourself back into a state of harmony. And I hope that you stay well and safe, and sending you lots and lots of love.